Hello and welcome to the 2014 Life of the Mind. This year we decided to choose Daytripper by Fábio and Gabriel. And we realize some of you may not be familiar with reading comics or graphic novels, so we're going to walk you through the first few pages, help you get your feet and make sense of this book. If you notice on the first page, about 2/3 of it is sepia colored or tan, and at the bottom it's more red. At the top, if you're reading through the captions, you'll realize that this is an obituary. And if you look at the pictures on coloring, there's more sepia tones and tan. If you look at the text boxes, they're more squarish but chipped at the corners, kind of like a newspaper. If you look at this chart here, you can see the order that it is read. It is traditionally left to right, and from the top to the bottom, if you look at the numbers corresponding to the text boxes, you can see the order in which things are read. Flipping to page 2, you'll notice that the lavender boxes are continuing, and that is the omniscient narrator who is telling the tale that will go throughout this entire book. You'll also notice that the camera angle has panned back, and you can see more of the picture, and you can see, tremendous splotches of red around, and if you look down, a hand on the ground and a person looking at the scene. We don't know who the person is yet, but we will. If we flip to page 3, you'll notice that at the top of the page it's continuing that thread of the narrative, but it ends with a question in that text box, and you'll notice a chapter 1 and the number 32, which I will spoil for you because it's the year of the character that we're focusing on. The rest of the page is more green and yellowish, and you'll notice the text boxes are continuing as the narrator is filling us in on what the story is, but you also notice that the main focus is this newspaper with the giant headline, and there's some details in there, and what they're building up to is introducing this character and his background. So things in the newspaper are going to be related to that character. If you flip to page 4, you'll notice that the camera pans back still. This is still the same character, it's just you can see more of him. And you also notice in the first panel that beside the lavender text box from the narrator, we suddenly have a speech balloon from the main character here, and he's talking to his dog. And you can tell from the first panel to the second that the artist is indicating that there's a conversation of a sort, because there's a pan out in the first panel and then a close up in the second, although the dog isn't really talking back. We continue, you can see that they're on their walk, you can see him progressing, and the text boxes are telling more of the story. At the bottom of the page, you'll notice there's a sound effect coming out of his pocket. There's a ring, and then when he picks up the phone, there's the large mom on the screen. If we look at page 5, you'll notice that suddenly we can see mom, although it's a very wide paneled picture so that you don't really see much detail. You can just see where she is. You can't see her face or anything, but you'll notice that she's talking, and if you look at the template, you will notice the order. We start at the top left and we go to the right, and we go across horizontally to each panel, and then down to the next horizontal row of panels, then down to the next horizontal row of panels. And if you look at the numbers, you can see the order in which the conversation goes, and that is how the conversation flows. At this point, you should know how, or have some idea of how the text boxes flow, and also how the panels flow from the top left to bottom right across a page. We hope that this reading guide is helpful to you. Good luck reading the book, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.